Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 random number got generated between 1 and 20. So this was my initial solution. I really didn't think about it much. I just copied and pasted. But let's think about it for a second. Is this really a practical solution? Well, obviously not. And the reason is very simple. Basically, if you want to do this more than 5 times, maybe 100, maybe 1,000, maybe 10,000, what do? You copy and paste? No, I don't think so. Okay, so this is really not the solution. So I will just get rid of all of that. Okay, and I do here plus equal from the beginning. Okay, so I need simply to repeat this a certain number of times, and the solution for that is simply the for loop or the counter controlled repetition statement. Okay, before I do that, I will go ahead and set up my text area better. So I will say output is equal to generated numbers. Okay, and give me a new line. And sorry, I forgot here. All right, now I will go ahead and add another nice formatting line here. So basically this will be right under it, and give me a new line also. Okay, so I set up my text area. It will say on top generated numbers, then I will have this separator, and then I want to produce, let us say, 5 or 6 or 10 or 100 random numbers. So I need that for loop. So I will go ahead and type my for loop here. The syntax is very simple. In one line I can actually declare my counter and tell the program how it moves. So I'm gonna declare it here. I'm gonna say int counter is equal to 1. So this is where the counter starts, and I want this counter to be a maximum of 5, so counter less than or equal to 5, and I will increment my counter. So basically what I'm saying is the following: as long as counter is between 1 and 5, go ahead and repeat the following code in this block. Okay, and in here what I will simply put is the following. I will just move this and go in here and type it. All right, so let us go ahead and test this. Okay, and there is something missing here. I must have made a mistake. So what I will do, I will just correct this very quickly. All right, here I forgot the plus equal. Like we said, we need that, otherwise I'm overwriting whatever output had in it. So this should fix the problem. Generated 5 numbers, and if you actually make this 50, for example, okay, it generated all those random numbers. Okay, one more thing I will do, I will make this look a little bit better. So I will say number 1 is, number 2 is, and so on. So if I'm counting 50 random numbers, I really just need to display the count in the output. To do that, right here, I will say the following. I will say, go ahead and display this for me, number, okay, space, and then the concatenate operator, and I will add to it the counter. So I will say, display for me the counter, please. And after that, I will again add here, so it will say number, the counter let's say is 1, number 1 is, okay, and concatenate the value. So let's take a look at it, and let's change this from 50 to 10 now. Try. So number 1 is 12, number 2 is 5, and so on. Alright, so this is basically a very simple program that uses the for loop. It uses random number generation, and we saw how it actually works. So what I want to do right now is to create a more interesting program. Okay, let us go ahead and do that. I will close this for now, and I will go ahead and create a new project, and it is a Java desktop application. Next, I will call it dice roll. Okay, what I want to do next is to create something, like I said, a little bit more interesting than the first program. All right, let us say we want to count the frequency of occurrences of each face when you roll a die. Okay, you know, the playing dice. We usually throw the dice. We have 2 of them in most games, and each die has 6 faces numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So if we want to throw or roll the die 10,000 times, what will be the frequency of each face? I want to count that. All right, let us think about it for a moment here. The result of each throw or each roll is random, right? So we need a random number between what? Between 1 and 6, simply because I have 6 faces on the die. Okay, we need to repeat the roll. We're throwing it, we're rolling it 10,000 times. So we need a for loop that runs from 1 to 10,000. Sounds good? Okay, and right now inside the loop, what I need to do, I need to check the result in each roll and then count the frequency for each face. For example, if the result is 1, I count it. If it's 2, I count it. If it's 1 again, I increase my counter for 1, and so on. Okay, so let us go ahead and start this program. Again, I will need a button, and I will call this button roll button. Okay, and what I want to do, just to make it a little bit nicer, I just want to add an icon on top of this button. So I will go to the properties, go to the icon, and import an icon actually from my pictures, and this is it. It's called dice. Next, put it in the resources folder of my project. Finish. This is it. Okay, and right now I don't need this anymore. Okay, I also need a text area.